making my channel's Bob Beck Sews. Welcome back if you're a subscriber and welcome if you're new. Today's vlog is Friday Sews, where I'm going to talk about what I've been up to with you. I hope you're well, I hope you're all happy, and I hope you've all had plenty of time to sew. So I'm actually filming this on a Friday. I'm filming on a Friday because I've been quite under the weather this week. I am still not feeling myself, hence why you've got a very non-makeup face presented to you that's literally not done anything with her hair. I look a bit like a shaggy sheep really, don't I? I've got quite a few bits to share with you from this week. I've not really done a massive amount of sewing, but I did have a huge day of sewing on Sunday, so I've got some bits to show you from that. I've got some new fabrics that have been delivered this week that are in a pile behind me to show you, and I will talk about this now rather than waiting till a little bit later. But I have released a new collection of Jazz and Wow over on my Etsy shop today. So for those of you that haven't been with me before, I have a little Etsy shop. It has buttons, earrings, lots of sort of resin goods. In recent weeks we've been working on getting the calendars out, and now I'm just releasing the collection that's really tailored and designed for like that Christmassy party type season that you've got coming up. So buttons first. We're a sewing channel, so let's talk about the buttons first. So I've got a new collection of earrings as well in this, Christmas decorations, but in this sort of gorgeous rose gold pink sparkle. Now I've called it Blush Stardust, and it's just absolutely stunning. So this is the buttons. It's just like a 15mm button. I don't know how well this is coming up. Can you see that? It's a 15mm button. It's got this gorgeous like sparkly tint to it. It's just absolutely beautiful. So I've got a pack of them. They come in a pack of 7. It's just another one there that I've got. And then we've got another 15mm button. Again, these ones are round. They have like a rose kind of gold coloured tint to them, but then they have metallic pieces in them, so they're like silver and gold. I don't know how well this is going to come up because they're very clear. If I move out of the way, maybe against that background, you might be able to see that a little bit better. But they're lovely because they're quite neutral, because they've only got that hint of pink in them, so they'd go with quite a few things, but it is more of like a rosy kind of goldy pink. It's just stunning. I've got another one here just to show you. I know the buttons are still the same, but they all have slight differences to them. Don't know how pretty that's coming up on screen. They look really beautiful in real life. I love them anyway. Those ones I need to find something to make, because they kind of would add a touch of anything to a plain garment, I think. So yeah, they are the 15mm buttons that I've got on the new collection, like that, little Jazz and Wow 15mm buttons. And then I've also got these. Now these are a gorgeous sort of, they're more pastel-y sequins than my other ones, but they're pinks and blues, and they're in a flower. Now this is a 17mm button, but this flower's gorgeous. Again, not coming up as well on camera. I really struggle with all the photos on these. I just don't think they look as nice as they do in person. I mean, this has got a real vibrance to it, but in this sort of pastel-y pink colour. So 17mm flower, they're just gorgeous. And then I've also got these are my Party Pop collection, and that's again slightly bolder and darker than the floral sequins, but they're still pink and blue, and again that's not coming up very well on screen. These ones have got 4 little buttons in them, whereas all the others have got 2. 4 little buttons, 4 little holes, that's what I mean. But yeah, they're just lovely. They've got a really nice, yeah, they're just gorgeous. They just don't reflect very well on the camera, so I'm not sure I'm doing them much justice by showing you them, to be fair. Give you a bit of an idea of the colour, and you hold it side on. They look really cool though. Disco Diva, perfect for the party season. And they're the buttons. I've got loads of earrings. I have got Christmas decorations. So this is like one of the main bodies of the Christmas decoration. I've got this in that rose gold, as well as this champagne colour. This one's not been threaded yet. I've got this one here, again not been threaded yet, but again this is in that gold, sort of to give you an idea of the sizing of both, because the sizing is very different on both. And yeah, like I said, blush pink. And then I've got some bells that have got like a little reindeer or Christmas tree in the middle of them. So lots of things. I've got lots of new earrings, but I've also got some necklaces on there as well. Hopefully I'm popping some pictures in as I'm talking through them. The necklaces have little pendants on them. They're gorgeous. They're not, obviously they're not resin made, but I bought the pendants for making up my key rings that I have got, which are like little gorgeous resin heart key rings with sewing pendants all attached to them. So I've done a necklace as well version, which if you're a sewist, it might be something that you might like, or make a nice Christmas gift. So they are limited, they won't be in forever, but they're on there too. So I'll link my shop down below so you can go over and check that out. If there is anything you're interested in or anything you want to see, you've got it on there. So let's get into the sewing, shall we? So you guys know that I have been working on, have been talking about, feel like this is like the longest ever thing I've ever made. These gorgeous jeans here. These are my Tilly and the Buttons Theas, and I have got a very, very appropriate labelling. I'm not going to read it out loud because it's quite a sweary one, along with one that we got from the lovely Andrea from Beyond the Pink Door in our jeans week. Now I actually have to take the waistband of this off, so I'm going to pop a picture in here of me wearing them, and the footage of me trying on the fit and all of that sort of stuff so you can see. I put this together, and on my last wearable toile that I made, I knew that I needed to take these darts in at the back ever so slightly. So I did. I just brought them in a little bit more. So I then knew that this section here of the waistband would need reducing slightly, which is fine because I did that. But I didn't realise until I was driving home from work on Tuesday, and I'd done this whole talking to you guys, which I do sometimes. Like I'll rehearse in my car what I'm going to say in some of my vlogs. Sad, I know, but it just helps me get into my head, even though they're quite talky, chatty vlogs, the points that I want to cover off. I do it whenever I'm presenting at work or doing speeches or standing in front of schools and things like that. I do all of that on my own in the car, just chat away to myself. And it wasn't until I was chatting away to myself, rehearsing to chat away to you guys, that I realised where I went wrong on my waistband. So if I undo my hook and eye that I've got here, you will see that here the waistband hasn't covered across the top. This is the top of my zip fly guard, and it should go all the way across. And I realised that when I'd shortened the waistband for the back, I'd also shortened the sides, which is why it no longer covers this. And at the time, on Sunday, when I was doing it, I got very, very angry because I'd spent so much time on getting these right and getting these perfect. And prior to that, when I was doing a fit check, I noticed, is it this side? No, this side. Yeah, it's this side. Prior to that, I noticed on this side that I hadn't caught a piece in here. Now, I didn't notice until after I put the waistband on, fiddled with it, realised that it was too short, and then I was like, oh, I need to sew that up. So I had to re-go over this, and rather than unpicking it all, because there's no way with the overlock and the fact that I trimmed all of the seams that I was going to get this in as far in as it needed to go. And just to give you an indication, that's how far in I needed to come to cover the pocket and get that in the inseam here. So I was really frustrated at this point because I was just like, I've spent so much time on getting this fit right, so much time on trying to make these look great, and I've done all that work and I've gone and messed it up right at the end. So the zip fly had gone in perfectly, everything had come together, and it was just, I was really angry. So I put them together as they are, and they were, you can see from the footage, they're absolutely fine. And even with me bringing in over that bit, it's fine because it's in that awkward point in my belly that I've had to make that adjustment. So it just tightens it a little bit, brings a couple of those drag lines back, but nothing major. No, it doesn't affect the bum area or anything like that. So I put them to one side and was like, right, that's it, I'm done with them, I'm never making them again, I'm not touching this pattern ever again. And then talking to you guys in my rehearsal on the way home from work, I very quickly realised what I needed to do to make this right and get my waistband right. Now, I think I've done something wrong with my waistband, because my waistband looks a lot thinner than Claire, who's Love Red Sews. I've watched her vlog recently and she's put one on, or not her vlog, I watched her Instagram feed the other day, and she'd obviously been making some over the weekend, and hers looks lovely and thick in comparison to mine. It looks a lot bigger. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to unpick, guys. If you know me, I don't unpick, but because, you know, I've put all this time and effort into this, I feel like I need to get it right and do it the justice that it deserves. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to unpick this waistband, I'm going to recut it because I have got probably about ½ metre of this fabric left. I'm going to bring in the middle section where it needs to be brought in, but without taking any of the length off of this side. So they cover and they fit perfectly, and we will get these to a point where I feel perfectly comfortable in them. But I've hemmed them, they're perfect length, I've done really well, the fit's great. I just need to get that waistband sorted. So I kind of had a bit of a paddy, if I'm honest with you, after sewing them up, because of all of the time and effort in. And I'm sure you guys as sewists know that it is probably one of the most frustrating things when you've put that much time and effort into a fabric that you spent ages tracking down, that you absolutely love, that wasn't particularly cheap, to then go and make that kind of mistake at the end. And guys, I'm just going to say this, I was following the instructions. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you will know I don't like following the instructions, and this is what happens when I follow the instructions. It all goes wrong. So I needed something really easy after having that moment and that meltdown, because I hadn't been able to sew properly for ages, and I was like, oh, I've got a whole day to sew and I'm going to really, really enjoy it. Yeah. So I made up a Tilly and the Buttons Freya top. This is a really quick sew. I wanted to do this in a black cotton jersey, realised very quickly that I didn't have any black. The idea was so I could pair this up with those jeans, but also like as a layering piece with many other outfits. Enable me to make a few more actually patterned trousers and be able to wear this and bring any outfit together. So here she is in all of her glory. I haven't actually got a photo of me in this. I might stick my Theas on as they are and put this on with it so you get an idea of the whole outfit. Now, it's a viscose jersey that I had in my stash. I'm pretty sure I got this from Legend Textiles. Oh, we had a bit of a fight with the sewing machine when I was hemming up the side, so I haven't actually hemmed the bottom. I've just overlocked the bottom with black because for some reason my fabric was being chewed. And it was just that kind of sewing day, guys. It really was that kind of sewing day. But I did manage to get the sleeves done and hemmed. And yeah, such a nice, quick, simple, easy pattern. I got a lovely label that I picked up from Little Rosy Cheeks at the Knitting and Stitching show in there, just to sort of give it some kind of elevation to it. But it's just a black Freya top. I've done my usual that I do with these. So I have got... I've graded, I've done a 4 across the shoulders, and then I've graded out to a 7 underneath, because I find that the Freya pattern is such a tight fitting pattern. I like to go to what the true, I always size down in Tilly and the Buttons tops, but actually I go to the true size because it's got a lot of negative ease. And then where this curvature line is here, so where it curves in on your waist, I skim over that line, so I come out a little bit just so it doesn't as much, and I like the way it fits me that way. So that's the Tilly and the Buttons Freya top from the Tilly and the Buttons book stretch. Then I kind of went off and I did a couple of things in the house, finished off some housework and things like that. And I came back into the sewing room in the evening because my other half really, really wanted to watch, I want to say darts, golf or football. It'll be one of those sports. And I had decided that I was going to cut out a Tilly and the Buttons Marnie blouse. And I was going to cut it out in this gorgeous fabric here. Now this is a fabric that I got from Ruth, who is seamstress over here on YouTube and Instagram. She does a few fabric bolts that she sells at her socials. And she bought them to the Staffordshire social when I went the other month. And of course this red I am not going to say no to. So this is as far as I've got. This is essentially what is going to be the top part. I'll need to add in the side shoulders and obviously the bottom bit, the side bits here and the bottom bit. But just to give you an idea, I have gone for the frill because I love a frill on the Marnie. It's the only kind of area where I like any kind of frill is on the neckline. I don't like all the frills anywhere else but on the neckline. So literally I've just got the top bit section sewn up, which I did on Friday night. And one of the nice on Sunday night, and one of the nice things about that was I could literally leave it all set up, so I could come back to it whenever I wanted. That's the first time I've really been able to do that. I had the ironing board out, it was laid out on the ironing board, everything. Now I did have to move it all because I was doing some resin stuff in here, but it was nice to have that moment. So I'm going to finish the Tilly and the Buttons Marnie blouse off this weekend. Now the reason I went on to that rather than the Hovea jacket by Megan Nielsen is because I was having problems opening up my instructions, but I've managed to resolve that now. So I'm hoping, I've started the Marnie, I want to finish the Marnie. I'm hoping that I'll get that finished this week and then I can go into getting the Hovea sewn up and done, ready for next week to share with you guys. So again, this weekend I've got a table and a stand for Jazz and Wow on Saturday. That one's a longer one, it's pretty much all day, and then Sunday I've got a day to myself, so I'm hoping to get some sewing done on Sunday. But it is my mum's birthday, so I'll go over and see my mum in between all of that. But Sunday's a long day, there's still plenty of sewing time. So that's it from a sewing perspective. Let me get the fabrics that I have been purchasing this week, naughtily, and show you what they are. Okay, so fabric wise, I have a huge pile, you can't see it, but it's on my lap. So we will start with what was an influence from the lovely Claire, who is Stitch Hem Sew here on YouTube. So I watched one of her vlogs the other day. It may have been, I can't remember if it was her most recent one. I did like a block catch up of Claire's vlogs because they'd sort of, I'd missed them somehow, so I was like, right, I need to watch all of them. And she'd shared some of her sewing plans and some of the fabrics that she'd had in, and I think when I did my gift to November last week, I shared with you guys that I really wanted to make some bits up for the kids. And I went over to Pound Fabrics looking for something specific, but Claire had bought this fabric. I think she bought it in the other colourway, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a go and buy it. But I've seen it a few times on the website and I've not been convinced about the fabric. Well, when the fabrics come through, it's so much nicer up close. I'd recommend it. It's this fabric here. So it's almost like a grungy effect of the gonks that are on here, but it's lovely. This red is gorgeous and it's just really cute. So I got 3 meters of this. This is French terry from Pound Fabrics, and it is just lovely and it feels a really nice quality. And like I said, when I saw this online, I wasn't convinced, but in person, this is amazing. Now I do feel it's more suited to boys for some reason, but I think I am going to make myself something out of this because I did buy this with me in mind. So this is a French terry from Pound Fabrics, and it's actually a brushed back French terry as well, so it feels lovely on the back. It feels nice and fleecy. I do like a good brush back. Another fabric I also bought for myself is this. Now you may recognize this, it's very similar to a fabric that I bought last year, and I wondered if it was the same fabric, but I'm sure that it's got more red in it than the one I bought last year, because I think the one I bought last year had more purple in it. But I made myself the Tamara from Seamwork. I'll pop a picture in here of what I'm talking about because I'm sure I've said the wrong pattern, and it was too oversized and it just I felt it was too much for me, so I ended up gifting that to my stepmother, who wears it well. It's nice and comfortable, fits her perfectly. So I've either bought the same fabric as I bought last year, and when I put this picture up and I'm editing this, I'll work that one out, but for you guys you'll already know in advance, or I've bought this and it's more red and I'm right in what I'm thinking, but I could be completely wrong. And that's this fabric here, and it's got these gorgeous red and purple, but it definitely feels like it's got more red in it than the one that I bought last year. I'm sure the one I bought last year was more purple. But it's a model jersey. I'm not making a lot of sense. I actually feel like I'm rambling at you there. It's a model autumn leaves jersey, and it's just stunning and it feels amazing, and I really do like working with model jersey. So that is what I have purchased for myself. Now let's talk about what I've purchased for others, because she, who does not like sewing for others, has actually bought some things with others in mind. So I've bought a couple of staples before I show you what I've bought for others, and that's just a couple of pieces of ribbon. There's like a lilac ribbon there, there is a black ribbon there. I just needed those. I also needed some red ribbon, which I have bought but I don't seem to have in my pile of stuff. So they're essentials. And then I started looking at what I wanted to make up for others, and I shared in my gift to November the Tilly mini make stuff, and I've bought this fabric here for the little mini Billy jumper. It's in this gorgeous mint colourway, which I thought, you know, boy or girl, you could get away wearing, but I've got little girls in mind for this, and it's just stunning. And I thought, as colour to go with mint, and it took me a while to look at the palettes, I thought either this gorgeous pink as a pair of leggings, because I thought that might go quite nicely, or this lilac-y colour, which I actually think goes better than the pink, for a little girl. So I make a little jumper and a little mini Ripley leggings as well to go with, and I thought that would be like the perfect outfit combo for the two kids of my colleagues at work. I bought some navy cotton jersey to make my mother a Freya. I made her one last year in a fabric that had next to no stretch to it. My mother has lost a significant amount of weight with being quite poorly, and she's running low on clothes. So I really want to make her something, because she loves blue. She loves anything blue. She loves blue glass. She loves blue clothes. Anything that has blue in it, of any kind of blue, she loves it. So I'm going to make her a Freya top out of that navy jersey that I picked up from Pound Fabrics. And then I also picked up this. Now, I don't know who this is for. It's likely to be me, because it's just a really nice red. But I just wanted some plain jerseys in my stash, so I could mix and match, make some leggings for kids, etc. If the moment took me where I just fancied having a batch making session, then I would do it. So yeah, I really enjoyed purchasing all of those bits, and I can see them all being staples in my coming makes. However, what I will say is I have no space in my cubby holes whatsoever for fabrics, so I've no idea what I'm going to do with all of these. I'm going to have a good sort out of my fabrics this weekend, I think. I'm going to take some of my summer ones out and put them into my storage boxes at the back, but they're full, so that might not work. And I might do another de-stash, so we'll just see. Watch this space. So I would like some ideas from you guys this year. I've had a couple of inquiries asking if I'm going to be doing Vlogmas. I am going to be doing Vlogmas, and last year was very much a diary of my day-to-day life, sharing with you when I did so, well, everything from how my day went, to work, to the dogs, to all that sort of stuff. Now, if you guys found that interesting, you're going to get some of that again this year, because that is my life, and my life is very busy. You'll get an insight a bit more to Jazz and Wow, because I've got a lot of things going on, including a Christmas market that I'm doing in December as well, that has Jazz and Wow there, so you'll get taken along with that. But what do you want to see from me for Vlogmas? Is there anything in particular that I can try and incorporate into my vlogs that I'm doing daily across Christmas? I'd love to hear your ideas in the comments down below. That's everything from me though this week, guys. I hope you all have a fantastic week, get lots of time to sew, and I will catch you all soon. Don't forget to hit that like and that subscribe button if you don't already. Bye.